Hello and thanks for checking out TheChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Howdy crypto friends, happy new year. Ringing in the new year with a bear break, unfortunately. The daily time frame for Bitcoin has yet to change the daily trend. Again, with my criteria for a trend change, we never saw a clear higher low and higher high with a pivot. We needed to see it here. We failed to break resistance, and now we have broken support. So we stand in an area with a lack of clear price support levels. We're going to be looking at psychological. The low right now is 69.03, 68, 67, all the way down to our only clear price level of support, which is 64.30. So that's a bit of a setback for the bulls. They were hoping to change the daily trend because, as we know, we are looking for a monthly higher low to be set, and we need to see a daily trend change as step number one, and we also need to break the pattern of a lower high every single month, which as of right now remains intact. 77.75 was the high of last month. If we do not break that this month, then we have no confidence that our monthly higher low has been set. Bigger picture on the weekly time frame. Again, there is still a setup here where you could view this. Let's look at this on different time frames, where you could view it as an inverse head and shoulders. It's not ideal, and it's really the bulls' only short-term hope here. With this being our left shoulder, the neckline would be 78.70. This would be the head that dropped to a lower low. Our right neckline is 76.89, and we would have to hold the low and then turn around and break both of those resistances for a very clear shift, and that would give us our monthly higher low if that takes place. All that being said, no support, bears in complete control, and we would have to see a notable momentum shift sometime in the next week or two for that to possibly take place. It's possible, but it's not the more likely scenario right now, in my opinion. The 4-hour time frame has continued to give us lower highs and lower lows since 75.31. Every bounce has been a 4-hour lower high. Our most recent one was 71.57, and here is our flush down to 4-hour oversold conditions, keeping in mind that RSI levels can get overextended to the downside when there is no support, just like they can get overextended to the upside when there is no previous price resistance. So bears have control of the trend on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 4-hour chart, the hourly chart, almost all time frames, and that has to change if we're going to be looking in any other direction. The bears are very comfortable right now. This weak hourly bounce is just looking for a lower high. We're going to be watching exponential resistance as we drop down, or as it drops down and the price approaches it. And there's going to be bears waiting to short all these little lower high bounce attempts on whatever time frame it ends up being. So at this point, I have stopped out of my Litecoin position, and I'm back to being on the sidelines, being very patient for longer term clarity before I make any decisions on any entries from here. So we'll do Litecoin, then Ethereum. So just a little recap, the Litecoin trade that I entered here pretty much, I forget it was the 27th or 28th, but entered off the higher low, looking for the bull break on the daily. We got it and saw some decent little follow through. I was looking bigger picture. I had a target of the weekly exponential resistance right around $50, and my stop was going to be this daily higher low of 39.36. The bull break with LTC on the daily was great, but I looked at Bitcoin and saw Bitcoin at the same point in time did not change its daily trend. That's where we failed and formed this lower high. And as soon as I saw that happen, and as soon as I saw momentum shift away from the bulls in Bitcoin, I exited half of my Litecoin position in small profit, pretty much just above break even. And that was me limiting my risk, cutting my risk in half, saying, okay, well, we got a Litecoin break, but no Bitcoin break for follow through and confidence. And if I were going to leave my entire Litecoin position for a stop of 39.36, that's more risk than I want to see right now. So I put myself in a position to benefit if Bitcoin did follow the altcoin leaders and break its daily resistance. It didn't do so, exited half, and then took a loss on the second half of the position, but it's half the loss that it would have been. So still okay with that manageable risk. At this point for Litecoin, we're looking down. Again, a lack of support here as well. I'd say 39.06. We actually broke that level. So really just 35.88. And it's the scenario where these altcoins that did change their daily trend with no follow through are absolutely possible weekly bear flags right now. We would have to see Bitcoin bulls confirm that inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 3-day time frame if we're going to try and negate these weekly bear flags. But right now the burden of proof is on bulls because we are on our way to potentially confirming these weekly bear flags. LTC BTC is still weak. This is another reason I exited half of my position, knowing that we had not changed the daily trend. It was a nice move, absolutely, but knowing we would have to consolidate for a daily higher low to form, and we have not formed that daily higher low yet at this point. So that was another reason that I trimmed my Litecoin position down. We will have to see a daily trend change with a higher low and higher high for any kind of longer term shift away from the Bitcoin dominance. And just checking in on that Bitcoin dominance, we were watching the daily uptrend, which any altcoin bulls wanted to see lost. That support was down at 69. Where was it here? 69.66. We dropped down to 69.60. So on the verge of a clear bear break of this dominance chart. But again, it's not the right setup for the altcoins for me to personally be bullish because of these potential weekly bear flags. And again, it's just rather being on the sidelines and waiting for clarity. Ethereum's holding on better. We did just follow through and break its daily inside bar. We are still holding the daily higher low. Technically, Ethereum is still in a daily uptrend with a higher low, higher high, and now anything above 122.15 is another higher low. Why hasn't it broken bearish and followed Litecoin? Because its ETH BTC pairing is holding on way better. It's trying for a little bull flag. It's trying for a quick daily higher low at 1785 and then trying to break its short-term resistance of 18.4. That would keep the Ethereum bulls holding on much better than a lot of altcoins if this little mini daily trend change were able to take place. XRP USD has been a lead bear. It's still in its equilibrium on the daily chart. Support has not broken yet. We have our low, high of the bull move, higher low, double top, and double bottom, 18.5. We held that by a tenth of, we held it by 0.001. So 18.5 and 18.6 is a double bottom for the time being. If that level breaks, the daily downtrend continues with lower highs and lower lows, and 17.60 is the only support level nearby if 18.50 does break. Best case scenario, if I'm in cash and looking for a trade here, I want to see support hold. I want to see one more lower high, and then I would look to play the break in whatever direction it took place. The tighter we get before a break, the better the follow through on that break usually is. Link USD got a bear break. It was similar to XRP. Now it's showing up as a bit more bearish than XRP. We had the low, high, higher low, double top, same as XRP, but a bear break now. So 163 is the only support nearby on Link, and anything under 185 is just a daily lower high. BNB USDT, so Binance, which hasn't seen much for the bulls recently, and still in a daily uptrend. 1285 is the must-hold level for that, but it's more of a pullback than the bulls would like to see. And again, it's just another name, another altcoin with a daily trend change leading to no follow-through, setting up the potential of a weekly bear flag. So 1285 is a must-hold level. If it holds, it is still a daily higher low, but again, we are a good bit off of that recent high at this point due to the size of this pullback. XTZ is different than everybody else, but it's confirming its daily bear flag. Bigger picture, we are still looking for a weekly higher low, absolutely. There's just no sign of it being set yet. So I would consider anything above 107 a weekly higher low. There's still plenty of space, and we need a daily trend change to be confident in that weekly higher low being set. We're not close to a daily trend change, so remaining very patient. There's a high volume flush breaking that short-term support, and anything on the daily under 139 is just a lower high. So I would keep an eye on XTZ USD for a daily trend change for that weekly higher low. I would anticipate a weekly equilibrium to be the result here, with a low, high of the bull move, scouting the higher low. Then we would look for a lower high, but no shift in that daily momentum yet, so no weekly higher low yet either. So that's where we stand. Overall, bigger picture, the bears have control. We know there are possible setups for things that could happen that would give us bullish reversal patterns on Bitcoin. But again, we're talking probabilities, and right now probabilities do definitely favor bears as long as we have failed. I mean, when's the last time we saw a daily Bitcoin higher low and higher high? And your answer is all the way back here in the end of September, start of October, with a higher low and higher high that ended up being a weekly bear flag. There's one example of a higher low and higher high with no follow through. Big bull spike, no daily trend change. Big bounce, no daily trend change. Big bounce, no daily trend change. It has literally been all of October, November, December, 3 whole months without a clear daily higher low and higher high, which is extremely notable for me. And I will continue to be picky and wait for some kind of trend change signal to take place. So some altcoins still holding daily higher lows. Some altcoins have broken support levels. But in the end, these altcoin bulls are not going to get any meaningful bull follow through, in my opinion, without seeing at least Bitcoin either trading sideways or seeing some strength as well. So back to the sidelines, patiently waiting, not taking our eyes off the sector, because there is still plenty of space to form monthly higher lows. Bitcoin could drop 20% from where we stand right now and still be looking for a monthly higher low. So that bigger picture setup for monthly higher lows is not, I'm not giving up on that. It just tells me not quite yet, be more patient, protect bullish trades, and bears still comfortable. So that's where we stand. Don't forget to do good things out there in 2020 this year. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll continue to keep an eye on the cryptocurrency space. I do believe that there will be some bull opportunity to start 2020 only when those monthly higher lows are established and we get some clear daily trend changes and some clear breaks of the lower high every month pattern that Bitcoin is currently in.